Hello and welcome to this FemPowered Collective webinar. My name's Sophie Metcalf, I'm the founder of FemPowered Collective. And this is a really quick run through of how to use our simple marketing planner. This is purely for content, and the idea with it is it's going to help you create your content, work ahead of time, make sure you've got everything ready for all those campaigns that you're going to be running throughout 2021. If you haven't done already, make sure you go to fempoweredcollective.co.uk, download your free copy, which is available in the free resources section, and let's take a look at how to use this. So to start with, when you open your document, you'll see that it is in Excel. It's a spreadsheet. It can also be opened in Numbers if you're on a Mac. What I don't recommend is that you try and open this and work on this on a mobile. This is designed to be worked on a desktop as you're planning your content. So when you're sat there working away, planning all your social media, planning all your blogs, this is when this should be used and shouldn't be used on a mobile. So you'll see that the first section, if you go down here, you've got lots of tabs. The first one is your 2021 overview. So this is a full 2021 calendar, as you can see as you start to scroll left and right. The first columns should stay still, and then what you get is this lovely timeline. It is based on a Gantt chart, but this is a really simplified version of a project management tool. This is designed to become a visual indicator, okay? So this is a really basic, the very first layer of your content planning. So don't use this to actually start trying to create or writing any of your content. You don't even have to put any titles for blogs, etc. You don't even have to put any concepts. All this is purely to build up your campaigns. So it's UK centric. So I've first of all put in all these school holidays. We here in the UK always work around school holidays, particularly if you're a mum, if you've got children and you work on your own, you're very much going to be working around those school holidays. So it's really important to make sure all your marketing activity is planned ahead and that you're not getting completely overwhelmed when the kids are off school trying to create content. You want to do everything ahead of schedule, and that's what this visual indicator is going to do. Underneath that, we've got national events of note, so things like International Women's Day, we've got Valentine's Day in there, it goes all the way through to Christmas. There's a few that I've put in there. You can Google any more events of note, any sort of charity weeks, awareness weeks that you want to put in there that you may get involved in as your brand. Make sure you put those in there and that you start building your campaigns around those. And then underneath that, you'll see that we have organic content, so things like blogs, social media, any landing pages that you may need for your campaigns as well. Lead magnets. Now, a lead magnet is exactly what this content calendar was. So it's something that you give to your customers for free that is valuable, that they are really going to want and that they're going to feel is going to help them. It can be things like ebooks, things like quick guides, webinars, anything like that. But it's something that means that they have to put their information into a form, perhaps give you their email address in exchange for that free content. Then you've got your emails and any newsletter marketing that you may do. Underneath that, paid campaigns, so search and display ads, and then your offline activity as well. It's really important to make sure that that ties in. Everything that you do offline ties in completely with anything that you do online. So let's start then and build up a campaign, and I'll show you how to layer all the information up. So let's say for Valentine's Day, you're going to want to create a 3-week promotion. So in this section here, let's add in a timeline, a 3-week promotion that builds up to Valentine's Day, and let's give it a colour. So I always like to put lots of bright colours on these charts because it helps you visualise what's coming up, it helps you colour coordinate all the assets that you're going to need for each campaign. You know that the blogs that you're going to write and those that you're going to create and post in those weeks are tying into this one overriding campaign. So this is your Valentine's campaign. You're simply dragging and then colouring in the blocks, and you can merge the cells as well, so it just tidies it up, and let's call it Valentine's promotion. So now you can see you've got a 3-week campaign building up to Valentine's Day. Immediately you've got a visual indicator there of what's happening. Underneath that, let's say, for example, we're going to create a blog a week that ties in with this Valentine's promotion. So let's call it vblog 1, vblog 2, vblog 3. So now you can see you're going to be doing lots of blog activity around this Valentine's promotion. Underneath that, social media, again, You don't need to go into any detail on this chart at all. All it's doing is showing you basically the workload of what's coming up. So let's say we're going to do 5 posts on that week, 4 posts on that week, 7 posts on that week. You can split this out and create a row for Facebook, Instagram, so that you can see what you're putting out and when onto each channel as well. I've just kept this really simple for now, because I know that whatever I do on Facebook, sometimes that will just replicate across onto Instagram. There is a little bit of extra work making sure that the content is completely tailored to each channel, but I just know that I want to create more posts in that first week and then lots of posts on that Valentine's week. So you can see now that we're starting to get a visual indicator. So underneath that, I'm going to have a landing page that's going to run those 2 weeks there. I'm just going to merge those together. So let's call this landing page Love Letter. This will make sense in a moment. I'm just going to merge those. And then the lead magnet form, so that's going to actually tie in with this landing page, is going to be that Love Letter resource. So now you can see we've got all this block here that is all working underneath this Valentine's promotion. So now let's take a look at the month view. So you've got your 2021 overview. Let's go to the January view. So as you can see, I've created a month calendar basically for every single view. So this looks more like a calendar, but the idea is, again, it's really simple and it gives you that second layer of content planning. So for instance, now the Valentine's promotion starts in week 4 and we're going to be doing a blog in week 4. We want a blog to go out on week 4. So week 4 is here and I've put that there. This is where you can start to think about titles or concepts for your content. Nothing more than that. Don't try and create your content. Don't try and write your social media posts in these calendars. It is purely for indication of what that content's going to be. So it's just concepts at this point, but it helps you in your creative workflow. So in week 4, we've got that first Valentine's blog there, which is writing the perfect love letter. In week 5, we're going to do another blog. In week 6, we're doing another blog. So those are indicated here. V-blog, Valentine's blog 1, blog 2, blog 3. So they're indicated there. And on this second layer, we're putting the titles or the concepts. And then also, this is where we can put anything in. So like extra content that we're going to need to create, things like Valentine's images, videos, any extra content that you're going to be putting out there. So for example, if I go back to the overview here, the love letter on this landing page, the lead magnet is how to write the perfect love letter. And that's going to go on this landing page here. So that's where all this starts to tie in. And then we're going to do things like Valentine's recipes, final preparations for Valentine's Day as well. So all your content starts to tie in together. You start to understand that how much work is going to be needed to make a really fully formed campaign. Lots of free resources out there, lots of really valuable content that your audience is going to really want. They're going to think that it's valuable. They're going to feel like they're getting something for free. Their perception of your brand is then going to start to increase because they think, well, these people are fantastic at what they do. They really know all about Valentine's Day. They've probably got the best gifts, etc. So that's how this all works and the reason why you put so much effort into creating content, but it has to be content that is worthwhile. It has to get you that return. So whether that return is you're building up your email database perhaps, or you're actually you're generally wanting to increase sales, you have to make sure all your content is tailored for that and that you're actually reaching a goal. So I hope that was helpful. Go ahead and try and fill out. What I would recommend is that you go through the entire year and you just start to plot out the campaigns, perhaps just even in this row here. Start to plot out all your campaigns for the year ahead and you will start to see how much work is going to be needed, which then lets you know you need to work ahead of time. So for example, with the Valentine's promotion, I would even say that you would want all that content, all these blogs written well in advance. So perhaps even before Christmas, maybe in that time between Christmas and New Year. If you've got lots of families around, that's probably not the best idea. So you don't want to be leaving it to these 3 weeks here. Don't think, right, I'm going to do it in the first weeks in January, because Again, this is where things start to ramp up. Everybody's really busy over Christmas. So it might even be that you have to get these done well in advance of Christmas, before the December rush. So the more you plot these out, the more you have that visual indicator of what's happening throughout the year, the more you can realise that you need to work ahead. So I hope that was helpful. Go ahead and give it a go. If you want to ask any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I'll try and get back to as many of you as possible. Thanks very much. Enjoy your content calendar.